we've had students before who've had some limitations. Some did not hear very well, some sight impaired. But I think Ava is the first one that we've had in a long time that has both of those things.
The mother was able to give a great deal of in-depth information about the child and about the disability in general. Many times parents become the experts, even more so than educators at times when you have a specific disability. But you could see immediately, number one, how proud she was of her daughter and that she was going to advocate for her to make sure that she had the most appropriate program.
So I really kind of sat down, and one of the steps that I took was to develop, I guess you would say it's like a resume for Ava. I broke down all of the supports that she was receiving and provided them the contact information of her direct service providers.
Mom put us in contact with everybody and told us, even gave us individual names that we should contact, which really was a good thing because sometimes even the supervisors aren't real sure of the specifics regarding all of the cases because they have so many cases. But because the mom gave us specific names, and whether it be a school or whether it be supportive services or whatever, we could contact them directly, and they were really helpful in helping us understand, what needed to be done to make sure she received the appropriate program.
Her parents have been super. They've done a great job of kind of guiding us in some of the areas that we weren't too sure of. They've been very supportive, very positive, and it's really been a tremendous experience.
Her mom came in right away, explained that she wanted to do professional development for our staff. We welcomed that and encouraged that. So on our first day, our opening day, I invited all of our teachers, all of our lunch aides, and all of our paraprofessionals. Now, normally they're not all here for that. They wanted to be here. So everybody was part of that training. And I have to tell you, it ran late. Not one person complained. Everybody was so mesmerized by what she had to say and so excited to get to meet her.
It's funny because when you see Ava, you wouldn't know necessarily that there was anything going on. So it was important to us that all our staff really, across the board know the challenges that she had and how to best help her.
We also then had her mobility specialist come in and do another in-service training for during what we call PD meetings, early in the morning, like at 8 o'clock. And so she came in and she did a special training on the cane and how to walk up and down the stairs, how everybody had to stay one side going up and the other side going down. And then we spread the message to the rest of the students in the school to make sure that everybody was following that.
We made the accommodation of having yellow reflective strips on the steps for Ava. And we've had a number of students come up to us and say, that's a great idea, this is great for us. So things like that happen that you look, maybe it's good for Ava, it's all maybe good for the entire school district. We have a diverse population, just like most schools, whatever that diversity is. I think it's important for students to learn at an early age to be able to accept people who have different qualities, and I think to a degree we're all kind of unique. So to look through whatever the disability is or whatever the characteristic, we go through a lot of peer mediation, we go through a lot of HIB prevention, bullying and so forth, to be able to be aware of some of the differences that students have. And I think the parents have been very supportive in that regard, to teach the children at an early age that we have a diverse population and everybody has a right and to express their uniqueness and be able to be individuals.
Here at MTS, we're a family, so Ava fit in right away. She's an amazing young lady. What I really love about her is that she doesn't want to be treated any differently. She just wants to be one of the kids, which is a great thing.
And I have to say the students really don't treat her any differently.
The one unusual thing is that she happens to be a fifth grader. Okay, which means she's going to be transitioning over to our middle school. So by the time we really get to know her, she'll be leaving us. Then once she gets into the middle school, that's a 3-year experience.
She already made a transition this year. We want to make it as seamless as we possibly can for next year.
One thing we've done is that her future case manager at the middle school has been attending all her IEP meetings at the elementary level. So that's one way we're including them in the transition. Ava and Mrs. Fredericks will have the opportunity to do a sensitivity training with those other 5th grade classes.
Which will be great.
Yeah, so by the time they come in with her in 6th grade, they will already have met her, they will already know about her, and that should take care of all those questions for Ava right off the bat. So those will be a few things. And then the other will just be to allow her access to the middle school over the summer. And, just as we brought the mobility expert in here to look around, they'll have those same opportunities. But just as excited as our teachers were here, we expect the middle school teachers to be equally as excited to include her as part of our middle school family. One of the things that Mrs. Fredericks did early on that sort of helped all this was one of the things she put out to us right away was, I don't expect you to know everything. That this is a learning process and there's no way you could know everything, and I don't expect everything in place immediately, but I just hope that you're open. And I think that was really a nice way to put it, because it eased our mind a little bit that we weren't afraid what were we doing wrong. She took that fear right off the table.
This experience has been wonderful. We've both learned so much. Our entire school has learned so much.
Parents are very much their child's strongest and first advocates. So it really was helpful to have the Fredericks come in and advocate for their child, but that would be what we would do for anybody and what we would hope that any parent would do when they brought a child in. So listening really is so important, because nobody knows that child better than their parents do. So if you can take that information in as a school district and use it to help you to better provide services for the child, that's only beneficial.